garnishing VA wages. Now, some people have said that child support court cannot garnish your VA wages, but that's a flat out lie. It all depends on the circumstances, and it all depends on the state. Some states will say we cannot garnish your VA wages, but with a simple Google search, it would tell you if you fall behind your child support payments in some capacities, you can have your VA wages garnished. Simple um, Google search would tell you that, and it's on the VA docket that will tell you that as well. But before we dive into the video, this is Antonio with Team Tiggio. Please like, comment, subscribe as we're dropping heat on the channel. You can support this channel through Cash App and Super Chat. The Cash App is in the scroll bar. Without further ado, let's dive into the video. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, like the video, because when you like a video, it pushes the content into the YouTube universe. Nevertheless, let's dive into the content.
Should have paid $10,788. He paid $239.67.
I've been shot twice, blown up 3 times.
He has an income through the VA.
We cannot establish an income withholding on it, but there is paperwork for him to allow the VA to make that payment every month.
He refuses to sign it. I've been begging and pleading.
The court charged with civil contempt of court duty or failure to pay child support on related expenses. Upon a first conviction, you could be ordered to serve up to 45 days in jail, or if it's a second or subsequent offense, up to 90 days in jail. You understand the charges?
Yes, sir.
He has a current support obligation of $597 a month. The arrearages would be paid pursuant to guideline, which currently is $298.50 plus fees for a total of $899 each month. His last payment paid was $200 on November 29th. There's been 2 prior show causes, a bench warrant, no contempt findings. In the last year, Mr. Harrington should have paid $10,788. He paid $239.67, leaving him short of his obligation of just current support, $10,548.33. The arrearage in this case is $22,272.29. Biggest problem with this case, well, aside from not getting money, is motivating Mr. Harrington to do anything. We've been trying to collect medical documentation since November of 2022, so over a year. Back on the 23rd of November last year, he told me that the VA was writing up his medical documentation and it was never sent to us by him or them. In May of 2022, we notified him of his right to file a support review in the other state. We bent over backwards to help him do that. I think we may have just received that paperwork less than a week ago, and it wasn't complete. But we went ahead and processed it because that has to be filed in the other state. Aside from that, he has an income through the VA of $1,528 each month, but as you can see, very little has been paid in the last year.
Mr. Sackrider, do you contest or dispute any statements made by Ms. Petrulio?
No, Your Honor.
Any questions for Ms. Petrulio?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Any proofs, Mr. Sackrider?
Yeah, I'd call Mr. Harrington.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, Mr. Harrington, you heard the testimony of Ms. Petrulio, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Was there anything you disagreed with?
Other than dealing with the VA aspect of it, because I can only push so much with them. I did get them the paperwork here recently again, and I'm trying to get them to push this. My biggest issue was the paperwork was trying to come from the state of Michigan for disability also. But the state of Michigan has yet to give me any type of answer on if I'm getting that disability through the state or not.
You are currently not employed, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You're receiving disability benefits through the VA, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
When did you start receiving those?
The end of 2019, I believe.
What is your disability?
As of right now that they have documented, they are working on others, but as of right now, it is PTSD anxiety and depression.
How much do you receive per month through your VA benefit?
$1,500, $1,528 a month.
Do you receive any other income?
No, sir.
Ms. Petrulio testified that she's been trying to get medical documentation from you since November of 2022. What is the situation with the medical documentation?
I am unsure. I don't know why the VA has not sent that over yet. I am pushing to continue to get them to get that over there to the courthouse so that you guys will have that on file. I am in the process of trying to get a hold of them today as soon as I get off of the phone for today.
Your obligation is approximately $900 per month. Were you aware of that?
When I talked to the judge when I was in jail for my bench warrant, I understood it as I only had to pay $214 as of right now while I was dealing with the disability aspect of it.
All right. When did you go to jail?
October 2nd, I believe.
All right. And was that for a child support warrant?
Yes, sir.
How long were you in jail?
Altogether about a week.
And did you post a bond?
Yes, sir.
Was that amount put towards your child support arrears?
I believe so, yes.
Do you recall the amount of the bond?
I believe it was $200, and then I believe taxes and fees, possibly.
Okay. And then you made another payment on November 29th of this year in the amount of $200. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So before October, did you make any payments this year?
I honestly thought that I was trying to pay it through the, when you go on to the website to make a payment and everything, I thought that it was making a payment to both cases that I have. But apparently Van Buren County has told me to pay them through this one, and then through some, what is that? All Paid is the site that they want me to pay them through. So I switched over to that, and I thought that was taking care of both of them.
All right. How much were you paying on the other support obligation?
As of right now, I am paying $100. I'm trying to give Calhoun County the majority of everything for $200.
All right. So you were paying Van Buren $100 per month?
Yes, sir.
For child support?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. Okay. All right. Do you receive any other state assistance?
I get food stamps and health care through the state.
Okay. All right. And your diagnosis prevents you from working. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. What is your plan in the future to pay the child support obligation?
I'm trying to get the paperwork in from the VA to the courthouse, and prove that this is real. I am disabled, and try and get the amount lowered so that I can make those payments on time, in full, and make it not be an issue to where we have to do this.
All right. Anything else you would like to tell the court?
I'm really trying here. I really am.
All right. Thank you. No further questions.
Okay. Sir, you said that you thought that you were making payments to the front of the court in Calhoun County in the amount of $200. But obviously, if that's not being taken out and you're trying to make payments, you can obviously see you're not making payments. Is that correct?
I believe, yes, I understand what you were saying, sir. I understand what you were saying, and yes, that would be correct. The way that I thought was that it was paying for both of them when I put that money into the all paid.
Okay. And again, until just last week, you haven't done anything to get your support reviewed. And if what you're saying is correct, as far as the VA benefits, that again, court could clearly and easily modify your support obligation, but you haven't taken the initiative until last week to do anything about that. Why is that?
I have been trying to get in contact with the therapist that has to fill out the paperwork, because primary care will not. I've legitimately been trying to get into contact with him. I have been working with my primary care trying to get the paperwork filled out. He refuses to sign it. I've been begging and pleading, and he refuses to sign it because he keeps saying that it's a psychology paperwork that needs to be filled out on this one.
Have you looked into anything in the, let's say in the last year as to relates to any occupational therapy that might take into account PTSD and see if you qualify for employment in some various fields? Have you looked into that?
I have gone to a couple different doctors that the VA has been kind enough to set me up with, one for neurological issues and the other for psychological, trying to get me onto a path that I can maintain employment at a place. I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Why is that?
Well, honestly, sir, I've been shot twice, blown up 3 times, and my mental ability is been affected by far. I often feel as if somebody is after me, that I don't feel safe, and I am always looking to make sure that nobody is coming after me, which prevents me from being able to do my job. I can't focus on feeling like I'm okay while trying to, say, like run a machine in a factory or cook somebody's food. And it prevents me from staying on my task at a work site.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to tell me, sir?
At this moment, no, sir.
Okay. Well, the court's heard the testimony in this matter that it does appear that Ms. Petrulio in the front of the court, she's attempted to work with Mr. Harrington for a substantial period of time. That was since November of 2022, where she's attempted to get medical documentation. She's also sent him documentation so that he could do a support review. He hasn't pursued that until approximately a week ago, and that paperwork was not complete. But notwithstanding that, she has still attempted to submit that so that he could be relieved of the substantial obligation in this particular matter. She has contacted him repeatedly about getting medical documentation. He claims that he's attempted to get that from the VA and has had some difficulties in doing so. He has stated that otherwise he's not done anything to acquire employment. He claims that he has some mental disabilities with PTSD, anxiety, depression that prohibit him from doing that. I would, in fact, inform Mr. Harrington that there are a number of individuals that, again, have situations comparable to him that work through the VA, and they have jobs available out there that he could qualify for. He hasn't stated that he's attempted to do that in this particular matter. He's well aware of his support obligation. He's now in excess of $22,000 in arrears in this particular matter. The court will find that he's not exercised a good faith attempt at compliance. He's failed or refused to comply. And court would note as well that he has income of $1,528 per month that he has obviously not paid towards his support obligation. In this particular case, the court will find him in contempt of court. Ms. Petrulio, he stated that he was incarcerated back on October 2nd. Do you have a record as to, he said he was in about a week?
Yeah, I don't have that. I mean, I can't log into the jail system from where I'm at. But I can definitely put that number in the order.
Okay. Anything before sentencing, Mr. Sackrider?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. We would ask that the court not impose a jail sentence, or if they do have that sentence suspended. My client testified that he is receiving income. He has begun to make $200 per month payments. He is attempting to get the situation with the VA straightened out, and we would ask for him to get that situation straightened out and that he not serve any jail time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, court could sentence you up to 45 days in jail, Mr. Harrington. I'm not going to, but I do believe that in view of the testimony in this particular matter, that some jail time is appropriate. What I'm going to do is I am going to sentence you to 14 days in jail with credit to Ms. Petrulio. Will check into the credit and we'll give you a credit for the time you served in jail in early October. I will allow you to purge yourself of contempt of court by paying the sum of $500. You will have to serve that jail sentence or pay the purge amount no later than 4:00 p.m. on December 15, 2023. That gives you a week and a half to take care of that. If you're able to post the purge amount, you would not have to go to jail. Do you have any questions?
Okay. No, sir.
Okay.
What was the purge amount, Your Honor? I'm sorry.
$500.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. The court will conclude this matter at 11:30.
A change of
Okay. The judge kind of spared him. I feel bad for Dad, honestly. Some people may not feel bad for him, but I do. Because Dad been blown up several times, shot several times. And he probably have some psychological problems that he's dealing with. But nevertheless, you still have these live, breathing kids that somebody has to take care of. And when you live in the world that we live in this capitalist society, you do not have an opportunity to get sick, to fall down, because there's no do-overs. We live in a go world. And if you fall down, all somebody going to do is walk over you and keep going. And I feel bad for him. But nevertheless, this is Antonio with Team Tiggio. Please like, comment, subscribe, as we'll be coming to you more videos in the future. And once again, we'll see you in the next video.